Hello everyone, I'm scared. Today I'll be reading One Piece chapter 1190. So, last chapter was very good. I really enjoyed it. It mostly consisted of Emu just absolutely torturing the shit out of Luffy. Started off by sticking him onto a branch with the sword that he was already impaled with, and then impaling another sword in Luffy as well. So that was just not mocked his brothers, Ace and Sabo, just very honestly gruesome stuff. Luffy was not having a good time there. But fortunately, Gaban saved him at the end. That also brings its own worries, but Luffy didn't die. That final shot would have killed him, right, with the axe. So yeah, what else happened? Shuri is now kind of free, right? The ice block fully melted. She's still unconscious, but Brook, is holding her, trying to wake her up. Really funny stuff with Ragnar misunderstanding what's happening because he didn't hear the backstory. So, of course, he's gonna be like, "Bro, I froze her for a reason. Why do you want her to be conscious and moving around again?" So, yeah, that was pretty funny. And then Hiruden, right? So this is some other important stuff. Hiruden, Gerd, and Chopper showed up, crash landed onto Loki. And it was basically because Jarl had kind of told Hiruden, hey, I think it's better if you help Loki, right? And I think that goes along with what, this arc has been kind of setting up with them working together and mending their relationship. So, yeah. So Jarl sort of sent them there instead of helping out the children. He's like, we got this. You go do that because it's more important if we take out Emu, the source of the problem. Because even if we save the kids, those people are still there. So yeah, so that's that was cool. And then we get that Hiruden showing up leads us into this like flashback to this moment that we didn't get to see 14 years ago, where Shanks, right, it's Loki's about to leave, right, from after he killed his father and go get revenge on avenge him, go track down the world government. But Shanks is like, no, we're not ready for that, right? You're not ready for that. You have no idea what you're up against. And that's true, right? Loki didn't know anything. And then Shanks is like, they're preparing for a war. You don't even know who you're dealing with. And then he reveals that Emu's the king of the world. And he's like, no one, like, there was someone once who tried to do it, but like couldn't do it. And then Loki kind of realizes that's Rocks. He's talking about Rocks. And but he still leaves, right? He still leaves and clearly, didn't fully obey Shanks because Shanks later captured him 6 years ago. But yeah, so just really interesting scene. It kind of, it's very consistent with what a lot of us have thought about in regards to Shanks and his knowledge and what he's trying to do. And, not yet, right? Just trying to buy time and not, do anything drastic until the promised day and all that. So yeah, that was very cool. So we got that, and then I'm confirming to the Straw Hats, who are also there, who the king of the world is, right, with the Emu, right? That got confirmed, because previously they're like, who the hell is this? But now we have characters, like our main character, we have other characters like Sabo and, Dragon and all that. Like, they know Emu's king of the world and stuff, but, like our main characters, the Straw Hats, they didn't know. So that was very, yeah, I think it's pretty monumental. Obviously, more characters are going to start to learn. Not everyone was there, like, where the Straw Hats were, like Nami, Jinbei, and Usopp, but yeah, just very, very cool. And then toward the end of the chapter, basically the end of it, we get this really sick reveal that the 19 weapons that that are on the empty throne, right? Those are actually weapons that Emu can like manifest with Omen and give to Summers and Killingham after he gives them Omen. And that's just really cool that these weapons have some sort of relevance and they're not just like symbolic, which would have been fine. I don't think that's like necessarily an issue, but like it's so cool that Oda's just like, I'm gonna turn these things into actual weapons, right? I was thinking about it a little bit. I don't think Emu's actually like teleporting them from the empty throne. I don't think the empty throne weapons are being like altered or anything. Those are still staying there. I think Emu's just manifesting them with Omen. So they're like something new as opposed to like actually like, teleporting these freaking blades from the empty throne. I think those have moss on them. Those are like old, right? I think these weapons are manifested from Omen. You can also tell that I kind of confused this last chapter, but the one that Summers is holding, Graham, it still has his hilt from his blade. I thought that was like something new. I'm like, wow, what a coincidence that has the thorns. No, that's his blade. It's just manifested on top of his old sword. or his club, I guess. So that's how it works. It's like it manifested on top of what Summers already had. So that's very interesting. And yeah, just really cool development. Very cool. We got all these names like freaking Muramasa and Longinus and all that. Right, that was very cool. And then obviously at the end of the chapter, Ibu tries to swing an axe at Luffy. Gaban comes in, clutch save. Second time this arc he does that. But yeah, that is why I'm scared, man. Gaban, I don't know. Right, we'll see what happens, but. Yeah, so that's what happened last chapter. In terms of this chapter, let's talk first spoilers. So, context, I said last reaction I wasn't going to be able to record this and read this chapter like typically during the time I read other chapters and stuff, usually, because I was going to be somewhere else. And so, yeah, it is Tuesday. So the officials have already come out. This is like, I was planning it to be yesterday, but I couldn't, so had to be today, so it's even later than usual. So yeah, that's the context. In terms of spoilers, I did get spoiled, kind of, a little bit, just not that much. It's kind of crazy, but okay, it's not crazy. It's the way the thing that I saw, or like the general thing that I saw. It's kind of crazy that I was able to see that, but the actual thing I saw wasn't that. Look, I'll explain it. Right, it's kind of confusing. So basically, what do I know? I follow this person on Twitter that talks about One Piece, and typically they use the hashtag that I put on my muted words, like, and that makes their because they tweet about the TCB when it comes out, and sometimes, and that's usually the day before I read it. So, and I noticed they do that because I go back onto the profile and I'm like, oh wow, like what? Oh, I didn't get to see this on my feed because I muted it, so that's good, right? And that's fine. But for some reason, for this chapter, it showed up on my feed. Whatever, that person tweeted about the chapter, their thoughts on it, right? They showed up. I don't know why it showed up. Obviously, I didn't go, further looking to see if they, misspelled it because I didn't want to, risk seeing anything else. But, like, I guess they either they forgot the hashtag or they misspelled it or they just tried a different hashtag this time, which obviously messed me up because, like, it's not the same hashtag anymore if they did that. So yeah, I was just really confused because I was, scrolling on my feed and I remember seeing manga panels and a little part of me is like, yo, what if this is a chapter? But I'm like, there's no way, right? My feed is clean. And I look up and I'm like, oh, these are new manga panels. Oh, this is talking about the new chapter. So what I saw, I'll tell you everything I saw. Well, I didn't see much. And thankfully, it's not much, to be honest. I did see a panel, which was what I was saying earlier, right? Kind of crazy. It's crazy that I saw a panel because I've never really been spoiled by a panel. It's usually just been by like text and like words, not by an actual panel. So I actually saw a panel. It was, I believe, it was Luffy in Gear 5, like looking this way, and he looked fine. So that's what I know. He looked fine. I don't know. It was like the bottom left of the page. It was Luffy in Gear 5, which he's still in that form right now. And he looks fine. He doesn't look like he's blood on his mouth. And it almost seems like he's like trying to get away, right? He's kind of like dodging a little bit. But it's a very close-up shot of his face. It's like that. I'm pretty sure, right? I'm trying to remember it. I don't want to remember it, but, I'm trying to remember just for the sake of just saying what I got spoiled on. So I saw that. And I saw that the person said amazing chapter right at the end of their like thread, which, not surprised. Most One Piece chapters are really good. And I also saw their beginning of their tweet, like the very beginning, like their first line of their tweet of that thread talking about the chapter. It's like, slow and steady wins the race. I think that's what it said, or something like that. And I don't know, that makes me think Usopp stuff. I don't know, man. Just I don't know why they would start with that as some, maybe Usopp stuff. Maybe we've been waiting for more stuff. So maybe it's that, But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think. Do I know anything else? No. That was the only spoiler I got, which again, it's crazy that I got spoiled on a panel. But again, the actual thing I saw wasn't really that spoilery itself, right? So yeah, so that panel of Luffy, so that makes me think he's at least able to get out of there, right? I don't know who's pulling out the blades. It's Gaban just like, he blocks and he's like, all right, Luffy. He just pulls out both swords and then Luffy's like, like, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Who would heal him? If he I don't know. Does Luffy have a healing factor that just kicks in? I don't know. Right? So that's what I have in my head around that. But I think that's it. I don't think I got spoiled on anything else. Yeah, which thankfully, right? But yeah, in terms of predictions, I guess I don't know. Luffy will probably, again, judging by that, will probably be saved in some way. Gaban, I don't think he's gonna. If he dies, I don't think he's gonna die this chapter. But I don't know. He might get a fatal injury, another one, which is not good. And Chopper, will we see Chopper stuff when he goes to the library? I don't know. I think we'll get Shuri stuff. I think Shuri, I'll just say, maybe Shuri becomes conscious again, and we'll get like a little exposition on Emu, right? Little explanation on their weakness, right? Because I feel like we need that. I feel like that's what Shuri's set up to do. And Zoro Sanji stuff. I think we'll see, them. I don't know they're going to win. Right now I'm thinking, I don't think we're going to win. I don't think Zoro and Sanji are going to win, especially because of the reveal of the Omen Blades last chapter, right? The blades. That makes me more worried, right? Because we didn't know about that. Now we know about that. It's like, I don't know. So, yeah, those are my predictions. Whatever. We'll get to the chapters. But I've been waiting, man. I've been waiting. And as always, an L and a Rouge, please, Oda. Okay, so, by the way, I'm going to be reading the Viz version, right? I checked the website I use, and I checked the past couple Viz chapters, or I checked the last couple chapters that this website has, and it's the Viz version, so I'm assuming they updated from the TCB to the Viz. And the format's good, right? The way, like, the long strip and the double spreads are displayed properly. So, yeah. So, we'll be reading the official. This is the first time I'm reading the official translation in one of these reactions. Like, for the first time. Obviously, I read them when they come out. But, like, my first experience with the chapter is going to be the officials this time. So, I'll read the TCB. I'll do it reverse now. I'll read the TCB, like, sometime later today. But, yeah. So... oh, yeah, reader request. Oh, cover story could happen, right? Again, so I think I started saying it last chapter. The 1190s, we could see the cover story, and at most, it will be in the 1200s probably, right? The 1200 to like 1210. So, yeah, so I'll just put that out there. Maybe cover story. Again, if you don't know what I think it's going to happen, I think it's going to be either Sentomaru or Stussy. Oh, but honestly, I think it's both. I'm just that's my theory right now. It's gonna be a Sentomaru and Stussy cover story, both of them. But yeah, so that's my prediction there. Again, I don't. If I had to guess, I don't think it's gonna be this chapter, but just want to put that out there. If it's a reader request, what character? I'll just guess. What's popular? I don't know. Doflamingo. Yeah, we'll just guess Doflamingo. My go. Okay, so let's read the chapter. I've not seen the title yet. This is the Viz version. Nice. Chapter 1190. Those whose death brings celebration. Whoa, what is this title? Whoa, what the hell? Okay. Those whose death brings celebration. I feel like that's just something Emu's gonna say. Why would he be saying those whose death? Those whose death? So someone dies, and then they get celebrated when they die. So, like, I mean, that makes me think of, like, Whitebeard, right? Kind of like when people were celebrating when he died and, they lost the war in Marineford, right? Those whose death brings celebration, right? That's, like, an example I think of there. So maybe that's being referenced by Emu. I don't know. Or Emu's just referring to someone else who died and people celebrated. Because they're dead, right? Maybe they were, a tyrant or some sort of, bad force on the world, and, the people celebrated when they died. So, very interesting. I like this title. Okay. Yeah, so chapter 1190. Here we go. Let's see the cover. Oh, Shanks. Nice. Oh, let's go. We got it. Shanks cover. I was on the right track with thinking of, like, popular characters. Reader request. Shanks grilling fish for breakfast in a port town surrounded by cats by Koedo. We got Shanks over here with the straw hat. This is like a flashback kind of. This is Kid Luffy. So this is back, 10 years ago. Or is it 12 now? Because of the time skip, I think. But yeah, Shanks with the straw hat, and he's cooking grilling some fish with the cats, and we got Luffy over there in the back trying to eat one as well. Shanks feeding it to him. It's windmill in the back, so this is clearly in Fuchsia Village. Yeah, really cool. Yeah, I like how we kind of go back to the past. It's not just Shanks in, present day. So he still has both arms, right? Yeah, I don't know why I didn't immediately notice that, but yeah, I think that's, yeah, cool. Cool little reader quest. So yeah, no cover story yet again, but watch out. It'll probably happen next 10 chapters. All right, let's move on. Yeah, this is the first time reading the officials. Very, very interesting. Or officials again for the first time reading a chapter. So there's like an extra page right here. I'm not gonna be able to see the Oda note, unfortunately, but maybe I'll check that out later. First panel. Holy shit. Okay, Gaban. Okay, so they clash. So it's right after the clash, and they kind of the axes kind of bounce off each other. Both right there. Luffy's still stabbed into the branch, and Imu kind of slashes the axe down after they both recoil. So they just clashed. Okay, let's see. Imu, close-up shot, just reacting to Gaban. Gaban's smiling, man. He was smiling last chapter. He was like, early. I don't know. Did he say anything? I forgot if he said anything, but he was smiling. So that's very. I don't know, Gaban. I don't know. Well, I respect the whole vibe you're trying to bring to this, but yeah, we got Gaban smiling. Luffy just freaking impaled 2 times and just his eyes are white. His pupils are gone. He's cooked, but he's still in Gear 5, which is very interesting. Yeah. So we got these 3 close-up panels, and oh shit! I didn't notice their clash freaking cut the branch that Luffy's on in like 3 or 4ths. So then there's a portion of the branch now that's now falling backwards. Luffy's falling backwards now. Okay. And they both kind of move backwards, both Gaban and Imu. Next panel, Luffy, the portion of the branch Luffy's on is now falling down. Get a close-up of it. Okay. And then next panel. So Imu, Huff. Oh, what the hell happened? Did Luffy? What happened to Luffy? Am I tripping? Those are the 2 blades. Yeah, those are the 2 blades that were impaling him, right? Yeah. But I don't see the branch anymore. Or the portion of the branch. So Gaban swinging his axes as well as this happening. I think Luffy says oof right there as he's kind of tumbling backward. Next panel. Oh no, he's still okay. He's still stabbed. It's just like I feel like the smoke. I think he was being obscured by the smoke. I don't know. But Luffy's like he's screaming in pain. Imu goes for the swing on Gaban. Gaban teleports or just like kind of dodges off. Doesn't teleport, but you know what I mean. Just freaking dodges the swing. That Imu's still using that axe. Dodges. Next panel. You're a hideous sight, says Gaban. Whoa! Oh, I love the perspective on this. So Gaban dodges it, and he goes upward to like a branch that's above, and he's hanging off of it with his with one of his axes, and he's like hanging off like that. Was really cool. And looking at Imu from above, you're a hideous sight, like nothing of this mortal world. And Imu's looking up at him. So, oh my God, Gaban, the aura, man. Let's see, Gaban. Okay, you're a hideous sight. Who art thou, says Imu. Imu, of course, doesn't know what the hell this is. One who knows the world. That's so sick. That's so sick. Oh my God, I love that. Oh, that's a good line. One who knows the world, right? As well as the other, Roger pirates. But and so cool that Imu's also referred to as the world. So I this is my first time seeing you, but I know of you, right? Or well, yeah, first time because I know he knows of Imu, right? I'm guessing he learned in Laugh Tale, some shit like that. But this is the first time he's actually seeing him, I guess. So he didn't know what he looks like, but he knows you. I know the world. I know you. Very, very cool line. I really like that. So he says that. Next panel, drops down from where he was at. So that was just the dodge, basically. Drops down. Imu, question mark, exclamation mark. So obviously he's gonna be like, knows the world. What are you talking about? Is he gonna assume that? Yeah, I want to know what Imu knows about Laugh Tale and like the One Piece. Is he gonna assume that like, oh, you're referring to you went to Laugh Tale. You're one of those Roger pirates, right? I think maybe he can deduce that. So yeah, watches Gaban drop down. We get another close up of Imu's face, looking very kind of like after being confused a little bit. So just like very serious right there. Gaban's walking toward Luffy. Gaban's ignoring Imu right now, bro. Just walking away from him. Gaban's going toward Luffy. So, okay, I guess what happened is that Luffy, because of all the tumbling, pieces of the branch, I guess Luffy was able to get out, right? Kind of just like slid off. So now he's not impaled anymore, but he's like on the floor now. So he's not stuck to the branch. He's just on the floor bleeding out. Says Luffy. And Gaban's walking toward him, and Gaban's like, hey. Next panel. Oh my god, he grabs Luffy by the, like, his freaking chin, and he's like, on your feet, Straw Hat Luffy. Ow! I'm disappointed in you. Aren't you ashamed at getting saved by an injured old man like me? Yeah, this is, yeah, this is very, I like this panel. Just, he's freaking holding him by the... How tall is Gaban, dude? He's like, yeah, he's pretty tall, man. What the hell? Yeah, so he's holding Luffy by his freaking, like, jaw, basically, and he's reprimanding him right now. So yeah, this gives me vibes of, like, you know, Ace, right, Marineford, because Luffy also had to be saved by someone else. In that case, it was his brother, right? Obviously he died for it, but here again, Luffy's being saved by someone who I don't think should be I mean, he's an injured old man, right? So he had to save him again. I'm really interested to see how what Luffy takes away from this. Luffy's thoughts on Emu, right? Clearly, he heard everything Emu was telling him there as he was in pain. He got freaking stabbed by him, so yeah, just very interested to see how Luffy reacts to this. So he's just screaming in pain right now. Gaban's reprimanding him. Next panel. Your white form? Emperor of the Sea? Ow, 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 ow. Don't get full of yourself. Yo, hey, old man, let me go. So he's like, your white form, because he saw you, right? He saw the white form, right, earlier, and that's why he stopped fighting, right? He stopped fighting him and Zoro, right? Because Luffy pulled out Gear 5, and he's like, all right, you're strong enough, I'll let you go after Loki. But here it's like, what the hell, man? What's going on? Your white form? Emperor of the Sea? Don't get full of yourself, right? Because Luffy hasn't really been like, he hasn't, he didn't fully like beat the elders, right? But like he didn't get like impaled. He wasn't like in the state he's in right now. He hasn't been in the state he's in right now for a while, right? This is the first time he's really getting this sort of, the state of his body's in right now. So yeah, okay. And Luffy's, saying to let him go, right? Because he's in pain. And Emu's just watching this, right? ... question mark is like, oh, okay. Do you want to die here? Says Gaban. No, I'm not gonna die. Yow! Let go. And again, another panel of Gaban. You were a dead man walking. It's pathetic. What happens next? What happens next after you're dead? Oh, is this? I'm thinking of the title right now for a second. Maybe this is where the title comes in. But yeah, you were a dead man walking. It's pathetic. What happens next after you're dead, huh? What happens after that, Luffy? So yeah, Luffy, another panel of him, 3 exclamation points from him. Oh my god. Moving on to the next page. Look at this panel of Luffy. Look at his eyes. His eyes are like, because his eyes were all white, so the pupils were gone, but his pupils like slowly come back. But the way Oda draws them, it's like they're not fully clear. It's like almost blurry, so it's like halfway coming back. That's really, really cool. I like that. Luffy answers Gaban. I can't protect my friend's country. Wheeze, wheeze. That's right. And what happens to the crew you've brought all this way? And we get a panel as Luffy's saying that, full shot of the whole entirety island of Elbaf, right? Just, because he's saying, can't protect my friend's country. Shows all of Elbaf right there in that panel. Yeah, we'll continue. And what happens to the crew you've brought all this way? Their lives are in danger. Correct. Now, you listen closely. On this sea, the higher you rise, the more enemies you have. The King of the Pirates is a title for those whose death brings celebration. Because everyone else wants to sit in that sea. Oh, that's so sick. Oh, my God. I love that. Oh, I love that. Yeah, I did. Okay, I thought Emu was going to say something. No, it comes from Gaban. Yeah, okay, yeah. King of the Pirates is a title whose death brings celebration, right? Because everyone wants it, right? Everyone's preying on your downfall, right? We've seen people want it. Freaking Kaido, Big Mom, Kid, Luffy, everyone, they all want to become King of the Pirates, right? All these up-and-coming, people. They want to find the One Piece. Everyone wants... There can only be one. There can only be one. So if you die, it's like, now's my chance, right? So everyone else wants to sit in that seat. So I love Gaban, and he's part of the Rogers crew, so it's very appropriate that he's talking about this. Yes, it's really cool. Luffy just Says, still in pain. Next panel. If you're imagining you can be king of the pirates with noticing with oh, read that wrong. If you're imagining you can be king of the pirates with nothing but peace and sunshine and rainbows, save us all the trouble and go home. Damn it, says Luffy. You're not cut out for this. And he throws him. What the fuck? Ah! Now stay out of the way. Stay out of my way, brat. Oh my gosh, the Gaban gave it. Gaban's been freaking. Sanji's the only one that hasn't really been reprimanded. He just kind of. Well, he had a talk with Sanji, but it was like. It wasn't as harsh as with Zoro and Luffy now. This is crazy. Yeah. Yeah, if you're imagining it's nothing but peace and sunshine and rainbows, save us all the trouble and go home. It's like, lock in, Luffy. This is the ultimate lock-in, right? And Luffy's down because he's like, shit, right? Obviously, Luffy's frustrated. He's in pain. He's frustrated. He's a lot of things going in his head right now. And he just throws him. You're not cut out for this. Gaban taking out his anger on, yeah. So, just really, obviously, he doesn't hate Luffy. He wants the best for Luffy, but like he's, you know, he believes him. He's reprimanding because he believes in him, right? If Gaban didn't give a shit about Luffy, he wouldn't be talking to him, right? But he does. He believes him. Gaban knows he's gonna become king of the pirates, but like he has to, and he's part of Roger's crew. He knows he's the best person to be saying all this, right? He knows all too well what entails becoming king of the pirates, and he knows Luffy can become king of the pirates. He knows, he believes in him, but like. Right now, this is, he's the best person to see that this is not the state Luffy's in. It's not going to help him become king of the pirates, right? He's gotta lock in, and yeah, really like this. Throws him. Next panel. Ow! Luffy hits the floor. Emu's just like, just freaking. Just absolutely just this stern face looking at them, just like, what is happening? What is happening, man? Damn it, that stupid old man, says Luffy, talking all that trash about me. I'll show you. So Luffy is clearly, he's frustrated with himself. He clearly is, and yeah, I don't know, Luffy, like, can you accept what he's saying to you? Because he's like, talking all that trash about me. I'll show you. It's like, I don't know. Maybe Luffy has to internalize this a bit more, but yeah. Clearly, they're both frustrated, right? But, yeah. So, yeah, he lands on the floor. He's still in Gear 5, during all this. And Luffy knows who Gaban is, I'm pretty sure. That was revealed, like, not initially in the castle. Luffy didn't know that. But then later in the underworld, right before the flashback, I think Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji know that this guy was part of the, Roger's crew. But Luffy still, regardless, is like, stupid old man. Next panel, Gaban holds up his axes. Mantis axe style, Mantis plum. Oh, what is this? There's like a physical. I don't think the Mantis is like physically behind him, but it's like, like visually there to represent that move. That's cool. Mantis axe style, Mantis plum, and he's like oh, there's like a little swirl. So he's like kind of all those axes he's swinging as he goes forward. It's like a horizontal attack as he reaches Emu, and then Emu's kind of twirling his axe and blocking it. Really cool. Okay. Next panel. Is this a joke to thee, says Emu, as he's blocking all the shots. You want to kill him, don't you, says Gaban. I do, says Emu. Oh my god. I do. Oh, great that you asked. Yes, I do. I do, says Emu, and then, we get a shot of Luffy, back to Luffy's perspective as Gaban and Emu are clashing in the background, and Luffy just... he's on the floor bleeding. He can't do anything. Whoa! How was he gonna get up, right? Okay. Next panel. Oh, we're going back to them. Gaban and Emu. Gaban saying, does he really remind you so much of Joy Boy, says Gaban, and 3 exclamation points from Emu. Interesting. Does he really remind you so much of Joy Boy? Well, yeah, I guess I don't know what Emu's gonna say here. You said earlier, right? You're not Joy Boy, right? You look like Joy Boy, but you're not actually Joy Boy. So I'm wondering if he's just gonna say, yeah, I thought that, but no. There was a point where I realized he's not, right? But interesting, right? Obviously, Gaban knows of Joy Boy, right? So maybe some lore drops here. I don't know. But yeah, Emu. Next panel. Who art thou? So yeah, okay. So yeah, Emu obviously, of course, addresses the fact that how the fuck do you know who Joy Boy is, right? That's like, He's a dude from the past and no one's supposed to remember. How do you know who he is? So maybe Imu will, he hasn't figured out that bro went to Laugh. Again, that makes me wonder, like, what does Emu, like, how much does Emu know about, like, Laugh Tale and the One Piece? And the fact that if you go to, Laugh Tale, find the One Piece, you learn about the history of the world. I don't think Emu doesn't know that. So he might not even, come to the conclusion that, oh, you're part of the King of Pirates crew because, you went to Laugh Tale. I don't know if Emu knows that. So saying, who art thou? Dost thou recognize Mu? I don't think so, right? You kind of say you're hideous, or at least maybe Gaban doesn't know that form of Emu. Maybe he's seen Emu in a different form, maybe in the freaking crown form. I don't know. Dost thou recognize Mu? As Emu's pulls out another weapon from the weapon wheel. This time, this like sword. Hon Bami Toshiro is the name of the blade. Interesting. What dost thou know? And he's slashes at Gaban, but Gaban blocks it with one of his axes. And there's like this one's different. It has like it's a sword, but it has like a spirit, black freaking spirit kind of flowing out of it. And when he swings it, it kind of also like swings and attacks, I guess. So it's like almost like it's almost like a blade, but with like two things, right? You got the main blade, but you got also the other thing that maybe attacks as well. Gaban blocks it. So yeah, asking Gaban these questions. Let's see if he answers. The words of Joy Boy, says Gaban. The words of Joy Boy. So he knows about you from Joy Boy, clearly, because of, Laugh Tale, the One Piece. Again, I wonder what specifically was there. Like, was there, like, another secret final poneglyph that, like, said everything? Or was all that text written in just, like, a document? Was there just a freaking pamphlet that the Roger Pirates were just pulling through? Was there, like, a disembodied voice talking to them? Like, how... what specifically, through what like means did they like find out the history of the world, right? Did the One Piece help do that, or is the One Piece like a separate thing? I don't know. But the words of Joy Boy, says Gaban. But don't get it oh yeah, first of all, Emu again reacts, question mark, at that, exclamation point. Gaban continues, but don't get it twisted. We're not blindly obedient to some man from the past we've never met before. I like that. We just want to see our captain's dream brought to light. Oh my god, a captain's dream, right? Luffy's dream. And I don't know if Gaban knows that Luffy wants to get that dream too when he becomes king of the pirates. That's interesting, yeah. But I like that though. We're not blindly obedient to some man from the past we've never met before, right? Like, just because they heard it doesn't mean... I like that. Again, the One Piece deals with fate and destiny and prophecy, but it's not, cliche. It's not like, okay, now we got this destiny, we got to follow it exactly. No, right? This guy's from 800 years ago. Joy Boy, I don't think anticipated the people that would follow his word and find the One Piece and, all the... He didn't know 100%, he didn't 100% know what was going to happen. And Gaban is not going to 100% follow some dude from... 800 years ago. So it's like these two time periods are trying to, Joy Boy wants them to be, in sync and connected and for them to follow his will, but it's not going to exactly work out. But it is, right? It's not going to work out in the way he thought, but it's all going to naturally fall into place. I like that, right? It shows that, the humanity, right? These are individuals, these are people. They're not going to, connect with someone exactly from 800 years ago, right? They're going to believe him, of course, but yeah, it's not going to be smooth, but thankfully, I mean, obviously the story is going to have a happy ending. The dawn will come in the world, right? So everything's going to fall into place naturally, but it's not going to be in the way Joy Boy expected at all. So I really like that. Yeah, we're not blindly obedient to some man from the past we've never met before. I like that. We just want to see our captain's dream brought to light. Now, obviously, that raises the question of what's Roger's dream, right? Will it get answered this chapter? Probably not, but... Interesting. So I'm wondering, I guess because Luffy, I'm guessing he knows that Luffy wants his dream or had the same dream as Roger, right? Because Roger's not here anymore. How are you? I don't think Gaban is trying. I don't think Gaban expects himself to be the one to achieve the dream. I think he's expecting Luffy to do it. I'm guessing Shanks told him if he does know. But yeah, next panel. Cough. Oh, the Emu huff and puffing right here. Captain says, okay, so Emu maybe is going to start to realize right now. Captain. Oh, and we go back to Luffy. Oh, I'm going to get that old man for making fun of me. Heal. Get better. Just a moment is all I need. And Luffy just freaking, he's still bleeding out. He's trying to beg for himself to freaking heal. He's hoping. I don't know. Is there a healing factor? I don't know. I feel like Luffy maybe would have activated. I don't know. Luffy, still not in a good place right now. But we switch back to Emu saying, "Who is this captain?" Okay, so Emu doesn't know, right? So I wonder if once he says Roger, he's gonna be like, okay. We'll see. Next panel, the king of the pirates, Goldie Roger. Nice clean panel, white background. Dun. As Gaban just says, he just stops. He's not fighting anymore. He stops. His axes are down. Doesn't drop them. He's just still holding them. Arms are down. The king of the pirates, Goldie Roger. Again, 3 exclamation points. Like, yeah, he was probably like, okay. Oh, flashback. What the fuck? Oh, is this a flashback to when Emu found out, Roger became king of the pirates and found the One Piece? Again, will we get that knowledge? What does Emu know about the One Piece, right? Maybe we'll get that elaborated here. Emu thinks back. Get a little flashback. It's like a 1-panel flashback now that I realize. This disgusts Mu. Why is the D on the king of the pirates? Spread not that name. Yes, great one. Yeah, so this is clearly the origin point for why his name was changed to Gold Roger instead of Goldie Roger. So yeah, that's cool. Yeah, and all the Gorosei are there listening to Emu in the empty throne room. So, okay, I like that. And then go back to the present. Emu continues, or doesn't continue. He starts talking. I see the very man who turned this into the era of piracy. Get a little, wide shot of not the entirety of Elbaf, but just the tree. Next panel, Emu saying, and why would the remnants of his crew protect Straw Hat Luffy? Gaban replies, because you're going out of your way to eliminate him. 2 exclamation points. Is that not proof enough? It says Gaban, it's like, you're trying to kill him. We want to protect him. Like, you gotta... That's why we want to protect him, because you're trying to kill him. But okay. Next panel. If even you see him as a threat, says Gaban, and we get a little flashback to... I don't know if... Okay, whoa. We get flashback to Roger Pirates back in the day. Someone will be born and eventually surpass us. We were just too early. Okay, so I don't know, was this exact line? Well, we were too early was said in the Odin flashback, but I don't know if someone will be born and eventually surpass us. I don't know if that portion was said. I don't quite remember that. Maybe it was. But yeah, so clearly, yeah, they know someone in the future will surpass them, and this is that person, and that's why they're protecting them. So yeah, so we'll continue what Gaban said. If even you see him as a threat, next panel. Whoa, what is this? Then you're telling us that this boy is the very man we've been all waiting for. Yay, let's go. I love that. So many good lines this chapter. Yeah, so because you're threatened by him, then that's proof that what Roger said is true, and this boy is who the person he was talking about. As we get a panel of Gaban, Rayleigh, Crocus, Shanks, Odin, Whitebeard, they all know, bro, because they were all part of this. The 3, these members of the Roger Pirates. Shanks, of course, knows. I guess maybe Roger probably told him that. At this point, Shanks knows, Luffy is the one who will bring the dawn to the world, probably. Odin, of course, went to Laugh as well. Whitebeard knew because Roger told him, right? That speech at the end of Marineford, so cool. I love this. Then you're telling us that this boy is the very man we've all been waiting for. Yeah, that's why we're doing. Yeah. Hey, thanks for confirming it, Emu. Thanks for doing it. Dun as well with the onomatopoeia. Very cool. I love seeing all these characters here who are very relevant to what Gaban is talking about. Also, the art in this chapter is really good. It's pretty good. Like, really, like, it's not as sometimes a little inconsistent with the line weight and everything, but the art in this chapter has been really good. Okay. Yeah, so switching back to Luffy. But we're going to switch back to Emu real soon. Huff. Indeed, we have been foolish, says Emu. I'm assuming he's referring to, like, the world government and the Gorosei and stuff. So he's like, okay. He was like, we have been foolish. I'm guessing, we haven't killed him yet. So, yeah. Okay. So next panel, Emu says, perhaps we have mistaken numerous mere coincidences for destiny. Hmm. Let us end that now. Okay, so Emu's kind of down. This is a little different because remember in the chapter right before Emu was chapter 1178, before Emu showed up in Elbaf, he was like, no, this is not coincidence. This is destiny. We need to take this seriously. But now he's like, oh, maybe we have mistaken it. Yeah, so he's like, oh, maybe I was wrong, right? Because clearly this person, right, Luffy, is now down on the floor, right? Not posing any threat to Emu. So he's like, oh, maybe we were wrong, right? Because Emu thought it was destiny. And then now it's like, maybe we're wrong, right? Because of, what Gaban's saying. Let us end that now. Spawns a little sprite on Luffy's body. I don't know if that was already there, like some residue or something, or just does it from like a long range. But little thing spawns on top of Luffy's chest. No, you idiot, wait, says Gaban. Gaban, I think, moves really fast to maybe intercept. Next panel. Oh, it's a double spread. Shit. Sorry about this one, Jewel Tree Adam, says Gaban. What is Gaban going to do to the tree? It wasn't my intent to eat you. Oh, Mountain Eater. There we go. He's going to... What is Gaban going to do? Sorry about this one, Jewel Tree Adam. It wasn't my intent to eat you. Obviously referring to Mountain Eater when he cut down all the trees. What is the scale of this about to be? Jumps up in the air. Ow, says Gaban. Is he in pain? Oh, of course he's in pain, right? Bunch of Kakurasaki coming out. Damn, these creaky joints. It sucks getting old. As he freaking has both of his axes behind him. He's ready to freaking swing him down. Old jerk, says Luffy. I don't care if he is friends with Rayleigh. If he is friends with Rayleigh. So Luffy does not like Gaban, right? He didn't like him, before with the key, right? The whole key situation. Like, bro, just give us a key. And then now it's like even worse, right? I don't care if he is friends with Rayleigh. So, yeah. So he says that. Luffy's kind of on the floor, kind of his arms down. Huffing and puffing. Emu ready to counter. Stigma, right? Gonna mark. Oh, I think he's gonna. Oh, he marked Luffy, right? So he's gonna do Stigma on Luffy. But how is Gaban gonna intercept? Stig summons a little bell. Okay, move on to the next big panel. Gate of God. Holy shit! This is a big ass panel. What the hell? Gate of God. Holy shit! What an attack name. What does he do? What does he... Oh, he clearly cuts everything. He cuts this big ass tree that was behind... Oh, he cuts a bunch of things. He cuts... So Emu, what he was standing on, he cuts like on the side. So now Emu's like one portion of the tree. And there's like this... Oh, there's like a force field. I guess Emu maybe protects himself. Like right before he fires Stigma, he kind of interrupts, protects himself. And Gaban basically isolates Emu and cuts like the two branches on the side. So now Emu's on this like one portion of the branch. Gate of God, really sick panel. I love the scale of that and really big panel. Okay. Gate of God. Dun-dun. Oh my god. Oh, double spread again? Oh, yep, I think so. Next panel. So we see again another overhead shot. We see, yeah, the branch that Emu's now on is like... So Gaban cut I think that's a whole branch like route, I think. So I think Gaban deadass just cut that big branch route in two, and now Emu's stuck on one portion of the branch. Gaban's up there. Next panel. Emu. Oh, got him a little frustrated right here because he had to, I guess, block that. Emu saying, still, the Pirate King's crew, even decrepit. Huff, huff, says Gaban as he's still in the air. Thou art so determined to believe. All right, believe in Luffy. Believe in this person that Joy Boy was waiting for. Next panel, Yachi Takeru. Hone Bum counterattacks Emu. And another, oh my, back-to-back big panels. Oda, what are you cooking? What the hell? So I think this is different from his attack in the castle, right? That was Yaso Takeru, right? This is Yachi Takeru. It's a bunch of slashes, just like in the castle. It's a very similar attack. Emu kind of counterattacks with Hone Bomby, right? This little spirit from the sword and stuff. Really cool panel. Right? Just a bunch of impact. Yeah, really great big panels. All right, I think this is the next, single page right here. Next panel, Emu's blocking it, so he's like almost, there's a little force field. This is the same like force field he used to block Loki's attack, right? When he was in his dragon form. He when he threw Emu onto the tree, and then Emu blocked afterwards. So, and he has both blades like that, his axe and the sword, blocking. Oh, well, let me read what Emu says. Thou art so determined to believe, like you aren't, says Gaban. Aren't you also trying to believe, right? That this is Joy Boy, and then he's looking. Well, he doesn't say that, but that's my assumption. And so we get this nice close-up shot of Emu looking through, right? You got both arms are here, very close-up shot of his eye looking at Gaban when he says that. Oh, switching perspective back to the underworld. Okay, no, this is just directly after what just happened. So the underworld, the pieces of the branch that Gaban cut off, they're all fall. Okay, so Emu, they're all falling. They're all falling to the, well, maybe Gaban isn't, but Emu's now falling down in the underworld, right? They're both, yeah, all those pieces are now fully falling down. They land on, oh, they're so big. Yeah, the mountains are smaller. They crash on the mountains. Now there's going to be some avalanche probably. They fucking crash on the mountains, these fucking pieces of the tree. Next page, we got switch into the sun world. What was that? It says, I guess, one of the Strats. We got Loki, Gerd, and everyone here. Eek! So yeah, they heard that massive crash. These freaking pieces of the tree that just landed on the mountain, one of the mountains in the underworld. Was that Luffy, says Nami? No, it's not. Usopp, how do you know that? No, it's not. There's someone else up there. Someone devastatingly strong. Yeah, clearly Emu, right? Huh? Says Nami. What the fuck? Ah, what the fuck? No. What is this? What is it? No. What the fuck is that? Gaban, what happened to your arm? What the fuck? Jump scared me, dude. Shit. Is this still in the Sun World? Or is this down in the Underworld? Gaban's left arm. It's always the left arm. It's now cut off. Both axes are on the floor. He's just lying there. I guess Emu's attack kind of... Shit. Oh my freaking... Oh, this is the end of the chapter, of course. Huh? Old man, says Luffy. This is the panel I saw. This is the panel I saw that I got spoiled on. Okay, Luffy's not fine. Well, he wasn't fine in the... He's not bleeding from his mouth. Maybe I didn't realize that. Again, I saw it really fast. He still has scratches on him. No, Luffy did not turn out fine. But, yeah. So that's what the panel I saw. To be continued, One Piece chapter 1190 end. Wow, what a chapter. So, yeah, very focused, very cool. Lots of cool lion drops and conversation between Gaban and Emu. Really enjoyed that. Luffy, clearly, yeah, Luffy's worried, right? He clearly is pissed at Gaban, but he's fucking on the floor with his arm cut off. Shit, that's not attaching. Maybe. Oh, fuck, we're cooked. Law. Where's Law, dude? Where are you? So is he in the underworld? Did he also fall down? I guess he did. But I guess, did Emu's attack do that? Probably. Oh, it did, didn't it? There's a little blood right here, I see. Like in this panel, right? Where they both clash. When he sends the Hone Bomby, the little spirit thing, like, kind of goes on the side where his arm is. You don't see it, but it's kind of, on that side behind him. And there's a little blood that comes out. I think he got cut off right there. And I think Gaban also fell down to the underworld. And he's on one of the branches, or the pieces that fell down. Or maybe not, actually. Could have just maybe, I don't know. Does he have any safe ground to fall on? I don't know. But wherever he is, he's lost an arm. Oh, no, this is not good. The death flags are getting worse. This is even more death flags. Because, I mean, if you're going to cut off... Okay, you can't... Yeah, if you're going to cut off the arm of this old character, might as well kill him. Might as well kill him. Shit. Hey, but Gaban put up like a decent fight, honestly. I mean, worthy of, being the left hand of the Pirate King. Like, that was a decent fight. Right? But not enough. But yeah, great chapter. I really enjoyed this one. Just love the focus on Gaban. And yeah, again, we'll start off beginning. His reprimanding of Luffy. And just tell him to lock in, right? Because you're the guy we're waiting for. It's up to you, right? We need to see our captain's dream come true, right? I'm guessing he knows about Luffy's dream, his real dream, that it's the same as Roger's. So it's like, we don't care about... I mean, was that a slight... I mean, when he said we don't, we're not obedient to some guy we met 800 years... not met, but like that. We're not obedient to some guy from 800 years ago. does Gaban care about like the world being saved, right? This brings up this question, right? Because people were like, why didn't Roger pirates do anything, right? And that was because they were early, so of course they couldn't do anything. But yeah, do they care about the world like being saved, about the dawn? I mean, I'm sure they do to an extent, but like they care more about seeing their captain's dream come true. But like, does the what is Roger's dream then? What is Luffy and Roger's dream? What is it about? What is like does that also have to do with like saving the world? So it's like inadvertently, both Joy Boy's dream and Roger's dream are just going to be the same, or just lead to the same thing. I don't know, but yeah, he's getting mad at Luffy, clearly frustrated because, this is Gaban's character, right? Gaban he's different from Rayleigh. I like that. Rayleigh was not as harsh to the Straw Hats, or maybe Rayleigh would have been as harsh to the Straw Hats if he had met them at this point. But the version of the Straw Hats that Rayleigh met were still young. That was pre-time skip. I don't think they needed to be reprimanded like this because they weren't even strong enough, right? They're not even close. So maybe if Rayleigh was in Gaban's position now, he would be reprimanding him like this. Or maybe there's a difference in personality. I mean, of course, they're different in terms of personality, but in terms of role that a wing of the Pirate King is playing, I like how it's different, right? It's different. It's more direct, right? And it's in context with where Luffy and the Straw Hats journey is at right now, where they're at right now. It's different from where they were at in pre-time skip. That was more so about they're young, right? We'll give them a little bit of knowledge, but we'll help you out. But here it's like, bro, we're not gonna help you out forever. You're already here. You need to lock in, right? You need to lock the fuck in. So I like that difference between mentorship a little bit, like the both wings, right? Both wings. Interesting. Yeah. I like that. So just saying that to Luffy. Luffy's very frustrated he's frustrated at himself, but he's also frustrated at Gaban for just like, he's mad at Gaban because Gaban's right? That's essentially what's coming down to. So very annoyed by him, throws him in the really cool fight. Gaban puts up a decent job a little bit, but wasn't enough. But yeah, the Roger stuff, right? Yeah, the Joy Boy stuff, Roger stuff, Emu learning about, who Gaban is and who, his captain was, and the Roger Pirates. Really sick panel of all these different people we've all been waiting for. Destiny, Luffy, the Chosen One. Really, oh my god, these big-ass panels, right? Of Gate of God, big Yachi Takaru, just big panels. Great artwork in this chapter again, like I said, really great. The breaks are really helping Oda. And yeah, just final clash. Everyone else heard that. Arm cut off. This is not good, dude. This is not good. What is gonna happen next? Gaban might die. He might die next chapter. I don't know. Luffy. Okay, there were some storage issues with my phone, so that's why I cut off. But yeah, I just want to add this last part in the end. Again, great chapter. Gaban might die next chapter. There's a break as well. I didn't, it doesn't say here, but there's a break. It's shown in Jump Break. So not a note of break. But yeah, great chapter. Really great. Just want to say that because it's probably going to end. The video is going to end by itself again. So yeah, we'll see you all next time. So yeah, see ya.